Have you had it up to here with the financial struggle of trying to afford unaffordable houses? Have you had it up to here with high interest rates further exacerbating the problem and making it so that you can't get into the property that you want? Well, you've come to the right place because I have an amazing product that is going to blow the mortgage industry up in a good way, I think. Some people might say, it's the new balloon, but we don't like balloons because balloons can pop like a bubble. And we should have known better than to call them balloons because we basically jinxed ourselves. If we hadn't named balloon mortgages, and we'd named them something a little less prone to popping, I think it would have been fine. Even though the whole concept is you're getting a mortgage that you ultimately can't really afford right now, but you're going to figure it out. You're going to figure it out. Things are going to get better. Interest rates are going to go down. You're going to make way more money. Wages are going to go up. Everything's going to be great. Just jump in with both feet. I don't like thinking too much, okay? But first, before we can get into the details, a word from our sponsor, the National Literacy Institute and Reading. Books. The show is being sponsored by books today. But people can't read. 21% of adults can't read in the US. 54, over half of Americans have a literacy rate below the 6th grade level. But you don't need to read to get a mortgage. So, I mean, you should still go get a book. There's a book for many different types of people, almost all types of people. Books are written in different languages on different subjects. There are even books that teach you how to read. Now, I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work, but if you made 2024 about learning to read, no more voice to text. Siri sucks. You can type it better than she can hear you, even when you enunciate every single syllable and talk to her like she's 5. This is not a big deal. But financial literacy is also a concern. Our second sponsor, numbers. Numbers are irrelevant for the most part. I don't like them. I say get rid of numbers. They are inconvenient and they keep track of things. And I don't like being tracked. That's why I have to get PI, private internet access, VPN, to hide my numbers from the tree squirrels that have been replaced with robots and are surveilling us all across the world. Do not ever trust a squirrel. It's just a rat with a fuzzy tail. Anyway, enough with the sponsorship. I make so much money from this. It's so crazy. I am rich beyond all measure. Okay, so again, balloons, bad. Remember that. I'm going to keep it straight, to the point, and we're going to be efficient here because I'm not here to waste. I wouldn't dream of wasting your time and my time. Well, I waste a lot of that. Anyway, how balloons destroyed the economy. Let's learn together. Blowing up in your face. See, that doesn't sound good right off the bat. In 2007, a wave of foreclosures swept America. Horrifying. By 2008, the U.S. economy was in crisis. Thank God this can't happen anymore. We just print more money, throw more wood on the fire. The fire can't go out. Problem solved. Okay? Modern problems require modern solutions, not some boomer bullshit. Okay? The millennial wave is coming where we will fix all the wrongs of the world. We're the hero generation, okay? Get prepared, because we're going to be heroic. Okay, so in 2013, the country was still facing high unemployment, stagnant wages, and poor growth. I should make you read this yourself, but it's probably hard to see. What started the downward spiral? Something called balloon mortgages. Balloon, bad. B, B. We got another B word coming, but that's a good one. Though balloon mortgages may sound friendly and harmless, they've caused a lot of trouble for home buyers. In a balloon mortgage, a buyer pays low monthly payments or no monthly payments, free money, free house. You're going to lose it eventually, but you get it for free for a while. Not a bad deal. See? I guess they're not bad. Buyer pays low monthly payments on his new house for 5 to 7 years. Then at the end of that period, he still has to pay everything he owes on the house. But he can take out a new loan, right? Everybody loves that. Just roll it down. Roll the debt along. Kick the can down the road. If our father is the government and we learned anything from them, just go get more debt. Whatever you got to do, I don't care. Just go get it. Just go make it happen. If you get a money printer yourself, it seems to work great. Put it in your basement. You'll be safe. They're not hard to counterfeit. It's just, put some green dye on some paper. No one will notice. Balloon mortgages attract buyers because they don't require a large down payment. They have low interest rates and enable people to buy bigger houses than they could otherwise afford. But balloon mortgages are only a good deal as long as property values keep rising, which is going to happen. Property values will never go down. If you look at a chart, you're going to see they just always go up. Always. Okay? As you can tell, I'm pretty much a financial advisor. I'm not certified, but I identify as one. Okay? So that's all it takes. In 2007, housing prices fell. People with balloon mortgages could not sell their houses or get new mortgages because the bank didn't want to refinance a home that isn't worth what it was originally financed for. Isn't that weird? Banks are jerks. Banks need to be nicer. That could be the problem. Maybe banks are just jerks. The banks foreclosed on their homes, definitely jerks, and took them back. The wave of foreclosures made house prices fall even further. Never going to happen again, though. We'll just print. The money printer goes burr. Everything is fine. Everything is great. I'm going to tell a story about how great everything is. We're going to look at charts. It's going to be so much fun. Enough about balloons. No one cares. This is an old boomer product. It obviously doesn't work. However, 2-to-1 buy downs. Okay, you at your closing say, I'm not buying your house unless you give me money to buy my interest rate down temporarily because I can't afford this property. You give me $8,000 in the first year and another $4,000 for the next year, and here's our 2-1 buy down, folks. Buy down. Buy downs are good. Balloons are bad. Take it for what it's worth, okay? Buy that rate down. It's temporary, but you can refinance. House prices can't go down. It's not an improbability. It's an impossibility, okay? They just can't do it. The government says no. Banks say no. We say no. How's it going to happen? Huh? It's not. Okay? We're masters of our own destiny. Manifest. Think positive thoughts. Think higher housing prices. And it's going to happen. It's going to fall in your lap. It's so easy. Visualize. Meditate. Fasting. Exercise. Keto. Atkins, skydiving. Let's get into it. Don't take my word for it. I'm an idiot. As we know, interest rates have been climbing for a year now, and while they're 2 times higher than they were earlier last year, no big deal, they are remarkably still around the 100-year average for mortgage rates. So while 6.5 to 7 sounds high compared to 2.5 to 3, it's not uncommon. It's great. This is what we want. Interest. Do you want to earn money on your bank account that you don't have any money in? Yes, you do. More interest rates are good for you. They're good for you. Shut up and take it. Due to the increase in interest rates, the real estate market has started to slow down. Don't worry, this is fake news. I don't think this has been fact-checked. Gone are the days where buyers had to get into bidding wars or worse, offer a premium over and above the listing price just to get an offer accepted. While there still isn't an inventory like we'd like, values are starting to trend down. This is great news. It's getting me hyped up. It's getting me hyped up. Unfortunately, as interest rates rise, pre-approvals either dry up or the amount you were originally pre-approved for may have changed due to these higher interest rates. As a result, there's a lot of publicity starting to come out about an alternative to these higher interest rates, the 2-to-1 buy down. What is that, you might be asking? It's where you pay a certain amount of your loan called points at closing in return for a lower interest rate for the first year, then a slightly higher interest rate in year 2 before the rate goes in year 3 to what it was today and stays there for the remainder of your loan. So for example, the 30-year fixed rate is 7%. You'd pay around 2.5 in points at closing in return for your first year's interest rates being at 5%. Then the second year's at 6%, and finally in year 3 it goes up to that magic 7. 7 is my lucky number, and stays there for the remaining 27 years or until you pay it off. Most people are being told this is a good option if the seller is willing to kick in some money from the transaction toward your closing costs. Remember, people, even if you're not financially literate, just believe what your mortgage officer, they have officer in their name, they're honorable, they're going to do the right thing, they're not just pushing a product on you to pay for their kids' private schooling or groceries or their own house or their car loan or any of the other debt that they're carrying. They want to give you a product that's going to work for you, get you in a home you can't really afford, with a temporary reduction to the rate and therefore your payment, with the payment kind of ballooning, growing. We don't want to say balloon. That's the jinx. So, I'm here to offer you a solution to that. It's a balloon mortgage where the interest rate is fixed for the life of the loan without having to pay for any points to get the lower interest rate, and the rate doesn't gradually go back up over the next 2 years. A balloon mortgage is where you have a shorter period of time for the note, length of the mortgage term, but the payments are amortized. Okay, I like that they threw in a word that most people aren't going to understand. Or spread out. Oh, okay. Spread out. Amortized is spread out over a period of time that can be as long as 30 years. The rates on these loans are lower than what you can presently get on a fixed mortgage, and we also offer an option where you can convert these types of mortgage into fixed rate loans anytime during your balloon period without having a new appraisal done. If the balloon matures before rates go back down, you can just renew it for another period of time and continue on. So if you're looking for a better alternative to fit your family's needs in terms of a mortgage, instead of paying or using the seller money the seller is giving you for closing costs, look at balloon mortgage and save yourself some undue headache over the next couple of years, only to be back where you are right now. United Financial Credit Union, they're looking out for you, folks. You should contact them. Looking out for your best interests now and into the future. Contact the mortgage department to see what product best fits your situation. See, they wouldn't offer it if it wasn't good, and I just found out that balloons are the good ones, and the 2-1 buy down is going to get you in trouble. So it's concerning to me that they're pushing, I had a realtor offer this to me, and I was shockingly horrified at how great of a deal it was that I didn't do it because I am a coward. But if you're brave, and if you have vision, I don't, I'm scared. And I'm going to remain on the sidelines in the shadows so that no one can see me. But you should get a balloon according to this article, which is completely factual, supported by realtors. They're certified and trustworthy. They've never done anything wrong. Neither have the banks. Contrary to what some people might say the banks are kind of like God. They know what's best and they create everything from nothing. It's just they print it. They just create. We'd be nowhere without the banks. Take a moment today to thank a banker for their service. Thank you. For any bankers watching this channel, thank you for your service. It means a lot to me. These products are important, slightly irresponsible, but hey, you know, being responsible is not fun. And being irresponsible is fun. So banks encourage fun, therefore they're good. And renting is 6 times cheaper. Don't be an idiot, okay? Don't be an idiot and buy a house that you can do whatever you want with. Stay under the thumb of your nearest landlord. They also know what's best for you. It's kind of like having another father figure, mother figure, gender fluid parental figure. I don't know. The world is what you make of it. And I think it's an oyster. And I'm hungry. 80% of millennials regret buying their first home in 2023. Without looking into it, I'm going to guess fake news. Probably. I don't even want to read it. Just AI trash. They're just spitting out nonsense now. Majority of Americans regret buying a home November 16, 2023. No. 93% of home buyers regret their purchase. From compromising on features or location to overpaying for a property, current housing market has left many buyers unhappy. Again, and in worse financial shape, the world is what you make of it. If you believe you're in better financial shape, you are. Okay? This is all mental. It's a mental game. Take a cold shower, go for a run, starve yourself, go to the sauna. Heat stress, cold stress, hunger stress, exercise stress. You'll be invincible. What's this? This is the house price line. What does that mean? I don't know. Then this is rent. Rent is kind of following income. We'll get this weird departure from both rent and income, which both are substantially more flat, you know. But nothing bad ever happens after a peak like this. As you can see, house prices never go down. As I told you before, just ignore the part where they did go down a lot. That's not going to happen. I know it looks like this big rise in the first up to 2008, and then you've got a roller coaster, and then you're back up and you never come back down, and then next thing you know, you're back at the station and it's time to go get cotton candy. Okay? It looks positive to me. The future is bright. That's why I have these on. What else do we have? Alternative shadow stats. This, I don't know. Can you believe shadow stats? Because shadow stats is trying to calculate inflation the way that it was calculated in the 1990s, where we didn't swap out different things. We just kept the same basket of goods as a measure. Now we do some games where, like, in the meat industry, if fish, poultry, beef, pork, whichever one's gone up the least, that's the one we're going to take a look at. We don't want to see too big of a change, so we just ignore if prices go up on beef astronomically. We just kick that out. Hey, look over there. There's nothing to see here. Abracadabra. That's all it takes, folks. Don't go to this website, okay? This is all being done in the boomer fashion. The new calculation is lower. Lower, good. Higher, bad. I know it seems like prices have increased substantially, but that's also just figment. It's fake news. You're a conspiracy theorist. and you need to get a handle on your schizophrenia. I know that you think that there's a lot of lies going around, which is causing your worldview to shift potentially, and you might feel like you were a different person a couple years ago because so many things you believed have turned out to be a lie, and you're experiencing maybe a mental break from reality as a result of losing that old personality and becoming this very different, completely new person. But I want you to push it down deep inside, and never talk about it again. Be a man. Even if you're a woman, we should all be men about this. Is that too much to ask in 2024? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think I'm a very reasonable person. Savings rate? Savings is for chumps. And as you can see, these morons had a 32% savings rate. 32% of the money that they were making, they saved it. And then inflation hit and you're sitting on this. You could have had a jet ski. You could have had a four-wheeler. You could have had a house, maybe. Probably not. You could have had it all. And instead you saved 32%. I'm glad to see people have woken up and they ignored this little savings bubble right here. Idiots. And now we're back down. We were at 2. We were at 2.7 at one point. Now we've come up. People are starting to get stupid again. Starting to save their money. What are you gonna... Oh, is a rainy day coming? Okay. Go spend your money, you know? That's what... You want to be a good American? Spend your money. In fact, we should spend more tax dollars. I want the 2 down... I want the 3 to 1 buy down, and I want government tax dollars. Just carve out a couple billion from the slush funds that we're sending overseas. Just throw people a bone, you know? Let them be irresponsible with some free government money. Let them take the government money, get into a house they can't afford, then let's come in with more government money and let's give them... I don't want to pay student debt off. I want to pay people's houses off with tax dollars. Maybe I should be a politician, because I have a lot of ideas about how I could waste tax dollars. I think that this is amateur hour. I think that the debt that we currently have is pathetic. We could do better. We're leading the nation. Well, not in literacy. We're 36. But we should be leading the world in showing them how to take debt on and manhandle it and show it who's boss. Debt doesn't run my life. I run debt's life. And that's why we're taking more of it on. See, I like to see this. Charts go up. More mortgage debt. More auto loan debt. About the same with credit cards. But more of other. And I like a mystery. Who knows what that is? I don't. Nor do I care. Let's move on. Wealth by generation. This chart, this shows, look at how hard the boomers work. Boomers are smarter than you. They're better investors than you. They work harder than you. They do a better job than you. They're older than you. Respect your elders. I want to see that line go up. See, they kind of eased off a little bit. If we were following the trend line here, we would be up here. But the boomers have gotten lazy. As they've gotten a little bit older, they've started to take it easy. They take the day off. They sit by their 3 Olympic-sized swimming pool, 3X, because they know how to do things big. They know how to do things right. Bigly. And so they're slacking a little bit. But you know what? I like to see that Gen X, the worst, well, second worst. Yeah, Gen X, I don't know, they're just in the middle there. Boomers, millennials, they're cool. Gen X doesn't even fit the naming scheme. There's nothing cool about it. It's just Gen and a letter, you know. millennials. We're ushering in this new world order, the new Millennium Falcon. And I like to see that we're down here in the dirt where we belong because we're lazy. We complain a lot. We're worried about our feelings, you know. Ben Shapiro says facts don't care about your feelings. Well, guess what, Ben? My feelings don't care about your facts, buddy. Huh? How do you like that? Feelings here, facts here, because you can't even trust them. You don't get feeling checked, right? You don't have to feeling check. If I have a feeling, that's valid. Facts, check them, check them, check them, check them. Get it down on the ground. Get your fucking arm around their neck. Just choke them out. Subdue whatever you got to do to subdue those facts and get them in order. We don't want real information. Reality sucks. I like video games. Lie to me, you know? Let me pretend that I own a helicopter and let me fly it wherever I may, crash it into the ground, get a new one. Doesn't matter. Nothing matters. That's how I like to live. Existentialist. Nothing matters. You know? You just... And see, I want to show you materially the baby boomers, they got half of it. Okay? They worked so hard, and the generations behind them, whether it's due to poor parenting or just incompetence, laziness, stupidity, ignorance, or any number of shortcomings that human beings have. Maybe they'd like to sleep in, you know? Wake up. Wake up. You sleep when you're dead. Nobody needs to sleep. Also fake news. Try it out. I guarantee if you stop sleeping today, you won't regret it. There'll be no consequences. Except you might start keeping up. You could join the baby boomer generation by aging prematurely due to lack of sleep. You too could have 18.3 trillion in real estate if you were smart about your investments, a hard worker, and many other things that get you land and pensions from your companies. 16 trillion, that still exists, definitely. Look at how much the millennials have for pension. I mean, pensions are big, folks. They're coming back. Look it up. There's charts that show pensions. They don't come down either. You get a pension. We all get pensions in the future. This magical webpage has all kinds of fun numbers. M2 money supply 5 times what it was in 2000. That's good. Inflation is not a result of that. Russia. Putin, actually, in fact, is the source of all inflation, which is why we must defeat Russia using Ukrainian warriors and billions of our tax dollars. How do we defeat inflation? Eliminate Russia. And maybe Iran and Gaza? I don't know. A lot of problems over there. Source of inflation. Get it out. Enough of this. Number of existing houses sold. I hate to see this going down, but if you watch charts, you know that this gap is going to fill. I know we're on a downward trend, but they say it's going to go back up. And it will, because house prices and the number of existing homes sold never go down. As you can see in this chart, always on the rise. Never a bad time to get into real estate. Just do it, Nike. Existing home sales dip, but prices hit a new all-time high. I want you to ignore the first part and just focus on the all-time high. that means rich people are still buying houses like hotcakes. The luxury market, the top end of the market, the only part that matters, because no one cares about trailers or homes in need of repair or land or anything except mansions. We should all live in a mansion. If you don't live in a mansion, sell your current house, do yourself a favor and get a mansion. They come with pools, gyms. I work in a luxury place. These people have everything. Their own private movie theater, pool tables, foosball tables, game rooms, secret dungeons where they keep I don't know what. Panic rooms. They have all the features. Wine rooms that are perfectly controlled to the correct humidity. You can smoke a cigar on your porch and drink your glass of $20,000 bottle wine. That's what I'd recommend. Get a mansion, stock your wine room up, enjoy yourself. Stop stressing about the market and just pull the trigger on one of these cheap financial products. How did we get back here? Okay. Fed outlook, we're cutting rates. Don't worry. We might be cutting rates because there could be a recession coming, but in a recession, home prices always skyrocket because people are bored. They're spending a lot of time at home when they lose their job. They want to have a nice place to hang out. With a balloon mortgage, you don't have to make payments. You get in the house for free. Eventually you're going to lose it, but hey, we all die someday. So just structure it in a way where 30 years from now you won't have to worry about it. Maybe pull all the copper out and pay it off using copper when the US dollar collapses and commodities are at all-time highs. You might not have access to gold, but if you have a home that's going, you're going to lose to the bank anyway. Strip it of all its fixtures and sell the metal to the scrapyard, and you can pay your mortgage off, most likely. I mean, if in the future a dozen eggs costs $1,000, how much do you think a small roll of copper wire is going to be? Probably like 500,000. So that's the average house price, 400,000 to 500,000 in America. So in a few short years, if we encourage printing, you can get in a home. We print our way into you being able to afford it. Lock your rate in now. Lock your price in now. Huge increases are coming. You're going to make tons of money that won't be worth anything. And who cares? Because money is trash and it's the root of all evil. More money, more problems. That has never been proven wrong. I think I've covered everything. I've given you guys the keys to the kingdom. And I want you to go out there and I want you to get a balloon, get a buy down, 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 4 to 1, whatever. Just get something. Pull the trigger. Stop sitting on the sidelines. Just don't be yellow, okay? That's what they used to say before a gunfight. You're yellow. Meet me outside of the OK Corral at high noon, or you're yellow. Go get yourself a house. Don't worry about how you're going to pay it off. Just get it. People adapt and overcome any solution, any situation. Get into that house and make it happen. Don't think about it. Don't try to figure it out. Sign on the dotted line. Make an offer, put it in, get that free money, get yourself a house. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for stopping by. Who knows what we'll talk about next time.